In the eerie depths of an abandoned slaughterhouse, the air hung heavy with the stench of blood and decay. The notorious killer known as Leatherface, his grotesque mask made from human flesh, waited nervously in the dimly lit room. His chainsaw, the weapon of his trade, lay ominously at his feet. Suddenly, a mechanical voice echoed through the chamber, causing Leatherface to startle. "Hello, Leatherface," the voice said, chillingly calm. "I want to play a game." Leatherface's heart pounded in his chest as he scanned the room, searching for the source of the voice. His eyes settled on a small television screen mounted on the wall. The screen flickered to life, revealing a sinister puppet known as Jigsaw. Jigsaw, a mastermind obsessed with testing the will to survive, continued, "You have spent your life tormenting and slaughtering innocent victims, reveling in their pain and suffering. Today, I will give you a taste of your own medicine. You have become complacent in your power, Leatherface. Now, it's time to see if you have what it takes to survive." Leatherface's chainsaw trembled in his hands as he listened to Jigsaw's words. He had never been the one to face such a challenge. It was always him and his family, united in their sadistic pursuits. But now, he stood alone in the twisted game of a new tormentor. The puppet on the screen continued, "You will face a series of tests, each designed to push you to your limits. Your survival depends on your ability to change, to find a new purpose beyond your mindless slaughter." Leatherface's mind raced as he contemplated his options. He knew that Jigsaw was not to be underestimated. His victims had failed his tests in the past, paying the ultimate price. Could he be different? Could he prove himself worthy? The first test began as an iron door swung open, revealing a narrow corridor shrouded in darkness. Leatherface hesitated for a moment, his instinct urging him to grab his chainsaw and run. But something inside him, a flicker of curiosity, compelled him to step forward. As Leatherface ventured deeper into the corridor, the walls closed in on him, narrowing the space until he could barely move. Panic surged through him, threatening to consume his sanity. Sweat dripped from his masked face as he fought against the claustrophobia, determined not to succumb to fear. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Leatherface emerged into a larger room. A spotlight illuminated a table covered in various weapons, a chainsaw, a meat cleaver, a sledgehammer. A recording played, instructing Leatherface to choose his weapon wisely, for it would determine his fate. Leatherface approached the table cautiously, his fingers trembling as he weighed his options. With a deep breath, he selected the meat cleaver, a symbol of his past atrocities. But this time, it would be different. This time, he would use it to protect, to save himself. One by one, Leatherface faced each test, each more harrowing and challenging than the last. He encountered puzzles that tested his intellect, traps that tested his physical strength, and moral dilemmas that tested his humanity. At every turn, Jigsaw's voice taunted him, urging him to confront his darkest desires and confront the demons that lurked within. Leatherface found himself standing in a room adorned with rusty hooks hanging from the ceiling. The scent of blood and rotting flesh assaulted his senses. Jigsaw's voice filled the chamber, "Leatherface, you have reveled in the pain and suffering you inflicted on others. Now, it's time for you to face your own pain." As Leatherface looked around, he noticed a series of chains attached to the hooks, each one ending with a lock. Jigsaw explained, "To progress, you must release yourself from the chains that bind you, both physically and emotionally. Only then can you escape this room." Leatherface hesitated, his mind plagued with memories of his past. The chains symbolized the ties that held him captive, the twisted legacy of his family. With trembling hands, he reached for the first lock, struggling to find the strength to break free. As he unlocked each chain, Leatherface felt a weight lifted from his soul. The physical restraints were a mere reflection of the emotional bonds that had held him captive. With every lock he opened, he shed a layer of his violent past, inching closer to redemption. Finally, as the last chain fell to the ground, a door creaked open, revealing an exit bathed in dim light. Leatherface stepped through, his heart pounding with a strange mixture of relief and trepidation. He had survived Jigsaw's tests, but what awaited him on the other side? As he emerged into the outside world, Leatherface realized that the slaughterhouse had been his own personal hell, a place where he was forced to confront the consequences of his actions and choose a different path. The experience had changed him, awakening a glimmer of empathy and a desire to leave his gruesome past behind. Leatherface wandered into the night, his chainsaw abandoned and forgotten. He vowed to use his newfound liberation to protect the innocent, to prevent others from enduring the torment he had once inflicted. No longer a mindless killer, he would embrace a new purpose, a vigilante for justice. But as Leatherface disappeared into the shadows, Jigsaw's voice echoed in his mind, a haunting reminder that the game was never truly over. For the choices he made, the lives he spared, would forever be a part of him. And should he ever falter, should he return to his old ways, Jigsaw would be there, waiting to remind him that redemption was never guaranteed. Leatherface knew that the road ahead would be long and arduous, but he was determined to prove himself worthy of the second chance he had been given. With each step, he embraced the weight of his past, using it as a constant reminder to choose a different path, a path of redemption, a path of salvation. If you enjoyed this audio short story, hit that like button and subscribe to the Platinum Wave for more awesome content.